Sometimes the hardest decisions we make are the ones that bring us closer to who we truly are. There are people in our lives who perhaps at one time added value, inspiration, or joy, but over time, people can change, and so do we. And if you're not careful, you can find yourself carrying weights that were never meant for you to bear. People who drain you rather than lift you up. Let's get honest about one truth that may be difficult to accept. Not everyone who started with you is meant to finish with you. There are individuals in your life who might hold you back, intentionally or not. They'll smile but speak words that chip away at your vision. They'll shake your hand but their heart holds envy or doubt. They say, I'm here for you, but when you look around during the toughest times, they're nowhere to be found. These are people who, if we let them stay, will only keep us tied to our past when our future is calling us forward. If someone drains your energy, if their influence leads you into confusion or doubt, you must recognize the signs. Life will give you these signals. Sometimes it's subtle, and sometimes it's a loud wake-up call. These people might challenge your self-worth, question your dreams, or try to persuade you to give up on what's in your heart. And if you allow their voices to become your own, you're letting them write your destiny. So why keep them around? Why continue to carry someone who weighs down your spirit and depletes your energy? The truth is, there is no glory in dragging others along who aren't willing to grow with you, and you owe no apology for choosing to protect your peace and purpose. You're not here to hold anyone back or be held back by anyone else. Think about it. A gardener doesn't hesitate to prune a plant so it can flourish. Cutting away the dead parts allows new growth, new life. When you cut off what no longer serves you, you're making room for people who will inspire you, encourage you, and walk with you towards greater purpose. Sometimes letting go is the only way to move forward. Now, this isn't about anger, bitterness, or resentment. It's about respect for yourself, your time, and your journey. Let them go in peace. Release them with understanding, but without guilt. You're not responsible for everyone else's path, only your own. When you let go of what doesn't serve you, you make space for new opportunities, new strength, and a renewed sense of clarity. Remember, not everyone can handle the heights you're destined to reach, so be bold, be intentional. And if someone is not aligned with where you're going, it's okay to set them free. Not out of anger, but out of love for yourself, for your purpose, and for the life you're building. Surround yourself with those who lift you, support you, and inspire you. Embrace those who believe in you, even when your own belief might waver. Let go of anyone who holds you back and watch as your life transforms. It's not just about who's in your life, but who's worthy to walk with you on this journey. So cut off anything and anyone that isn't helping you grow and step forward into the life you were truly meant to live. Recognizing when people no longer serve your growth is not just about identifying relationships that no longer bring joy. It's a journey of understanding who you are, what you need, and where you're heading. In life, relationships are often among our most cherished assets. They shape us, influence us, and guide us in profound ways. People come into our lives for different reasons, playing various roles that at different times feel necessary, nurturing, or even critical to our development. But just as we change, the people around us also change. And sometimes that change leads to a misalignment where the roles these individuals once played in our lives no longer resonate, support, or align with the direction in which we're moving. Every human connection carries an energy. There are those who uplift and encourage, and there are those who knowingly or unknowingly pull you back, divert your focus, or dim your light. Recognizing when someone no longer serves your growth is about tuning into these subtleties and being honest with yourself about the impact of each person's presence in your life. Sometimes we hold on to relationships out of habit, familiarity, or a sense of obligation, even when they begin to feel like an anchor holding us back. Yet one of the most empowering acts of self-care is learning to evaluate these connections, understanding that clinging to them out of guilt or comfort can limit your journey and obscure your path forward. Growth is a personal endeavor, but it's often influenced by the people around us. When you're surrounded by individuals who inspire you, challenge you positively, and support your goals, growth feels natural and achievable. These are the people who push you forward, who see your potential, who encourage you to pursue your dreams even when the path isn't clear. However, when the people in your life do the opposite, when their influence begins to weigh down your spirit, add doubt, or create confusion, their presence can hold you in place, stunting your growth and dulling your motivation. Recognizing this shift is essential if you wish to maintain forward momentum. It's not always that these people mean harm. Sometimes they are just on a different journey themselves. They may not see or understand your vision, and as a result, they may project their fears, limitations, or insecurities onto you. This often manifests in subtle ways: dismissive comments about your goals, doubts expressed about your ambitions, or a lack of enthusiasm when you share your successes or challenges. These actions might be small, but they accumulate, creating an atmosphere that makes you question yourself. It's easy to internalize these feelings, mistaking them as your own, but when you examine the roots of these doubts, they often trace back to influences that are not truly aligned with who you are becoming. When people no longer serve your growth, their energy shifts. What once felt natural now feels strained, as if every interaction requires a certain compromise or effort that leaves you feeling drained rather than fulfilled. This is a sign that the connection has shifted from a place of mutual support to a space that perhaps no longer aligns with your values, goals, or energy. Staying in such relationships out of habit or obligation can create a feeling of being stuck. You begin to sense that the dreams and aspirations you hold are fading, not because you lack the drive, but because the environment around you no longer nurtures those desires. This is where the strength to make a change becomes essential. Recognizing this misalignment requires you to be deeply in tune with yourself. It calls for a level of self-awareness and honesty about what brings you fulfillment and what drains you. Too often, we ignore these signs, convincing ourselves that every relationship must be preserved, or that letting go of certain people is an act of disloyalty or selfishness. But there's wisdom in understanding that not everyone is meant to journey with you indefinitely. Some relationships are seasonal, coming into your life to teach you something specific, to be a part of a particular chapter. And once that purpose has been served, holding on to these relationships can prevent you from moving forward. Growth also requires a certain environment, one that nurtures, encourages, and celebrates progress. If you find that certain individuals react to your growth with skepticism or disinterest, this can be a telling sign. Sometimes people are comfortable with who you were, but not who you are becoming. Your evolution can be unsettling to them, not because of malice, but because they are not ready to evolve themselves, or they see in you a reflection of the changes they are unwilling to make. In such cases, recognizing that they no longer serve your growth isn't a judgment on them, but rather an acknowledgement that your paths have diverged. This awareness allows you to step back with grace, freeing yourself from the confines of expectations and pressures that no longer align with your vision. The journey of growth is not just about adding value to your life, but also about removing what doesn't support your purpose. Sometimes, in our desire to be kind or maintain harmony, we overlook the subtle cost of holding on to relationships that no longer bring out our best. But the price of this kindness can be high, as it often involves sacrificing a piece of yourself. Your time, your focus, your energy, these are all valuable resources that are finite. Every moment spent in a relationship that doesn't support your growth is time taken away from exploring connections that do. Recognizing this fact is empowering because it reminds you that you have the authority to shape your environment, to choose the influences that surround you, and to build a life that reflects the person you're becoming. This recognition is not always easy. In fact, it can be profoundly challenging. We may fear hurting others or disrupting the familiarity we've grown accustomed to. But the decision to continue growing sometimes requires difficult choices. It requires prioritizing your own well-being and purpose over comfort or obligation. And in doing so, you honor the journey you're on, a journey that demands you to be in environments that push you forward, not pull you back. As you begin to tune into these signs, you'll notice patterns: how certain interactions leave you feeling inspired and energized, while others leave you feeling uncertain or disheartened. You may notice that certain people consistently uplift you, while others only seem to contact you when they need something or when things are convenient for them. Recognizing these patterns allows you to step back and make intentional choices about the relationships you maintain. It's not an act of rejection, but one of alignment, ensuring that your surroundings support the growth you're seeking. Recognizing when people no longer serve your growth also involves looking within. Sometimes the difficulty in letting go comes from a fear of solitude or an unwillingness to face what life would look like without those familiar connections. But growth often requires seasons of solitude, times when you stand alone to fully understand your own values, desires, and strengths. This period can be uncomfortable, but it is within this discomfort that you truly come to understand who you are without the influence of others. In these moments, you realize that your worth is not tied to the validation or approval of those around you. This realization liberates you, making it easier to release relationships that no longer serve your highest good. Furthermore, letting go of such relationships doesn't mean they were meaningless or without purpose. Every connection, even those that no longer align, has brought something valuable to your life. Some may have taught you resilience, while others may have shown you compassion, patience, or strength. By recognizing the value of these lessons, you can move forward without resentment, appreciating what the relationship brought to your journey, even if it's no longer aligned with where you're headed. As you learn to recognize these dynamics, you start to understand that the purpose of life is not simply to maintain every connection, but to cultivate those that foster your potential. You begin to value quality over quantity, seeking depth and meaning rather than shallow or convenience-based relationships. You surround yourself with people who support your dreams, encourage your ambitions, and believe in your vision. In doing so, you create a network of positivity, a support system that not only cheers you on, but also holds you accountable to your highest self. This shift in mindset transforms your experience of relationships. You become less attached to external validation and more focused on inner alignment. You recognize that true connections are not about who is simply present, but about who actively contributes to your growth, your peace, and your purpose. This perspective allows you to be intentional with your time and energy, recognizing that not every connection needs to be nurtured forever. You are allowed to outgrow situations and people, not out of a sense of superiority, but out of a commitment to your journey and to the potential that lies within you. Ultimately, recognizing when people no longer serve your growth is an act of self-respect and self-commitment. It's choosing to invest in a life that reflects your values, aspirations, and true self. It's about embracing the courage to create a circle that empowers you, challenges you positively, and celebrates the person you are becoming. By doing so, you honor not only your own journey, but also give others the freedom to pursue theirs. Letting go is a profound journey. It often appears in life as a recurring theme, sometimes subtle, sometimes inescapable, and always challenging. To let go means to release attachments, to unburden ourselves from the weight of what no longer serves us, and to allow ourselves the space to evolve. Many times we hold on to things, relationships, beliefs, jobs, past experiences out of comfort, familiarity, or a perceived obligation. This attachment may give us a sense of stability, a feeling that we have something certain to grasp onto in a world that constantly changes. However, these attachments often create invisible shackles, binding us to old versions of ourselves, inhibiting growth and keeping us from moving forward. The power of letting go lies in the freedom it offers. When we release what is no longer aligned with who we are or who we are becoming, we create room for new experiences, new people, and new opportunities that are more compatible with our evolving selves. Holding on to what no longer resonates with us is akin to keeping a book closed after we finish reading it, holding on to memories and chapters that no longer have relevance to our present lives. When we cling to what is familiar out of fear of the unknown, we deny ourselves the possibility of exploring new paths and discovering new dimensions of ourselves. This attachment to the past creates a cycle of stagnation where we replay old habits, patterns, and mindsets, preventing us from fully embracing the present moment and the limitless possibilities it holds. Growth requires us to shed layers. Just as nature teaches us that trees must lose their leaves in the autumn to make way for new growth in the spring, we too must learn to release what has served its purpose. It's a natural process, but for many it's a difficult one because it involves stepping into the unknown. Letting go is an act of faith, a trust that by releasing our grasp on what feels secure, we open ourselves to something better. It requires us to believe that there is a larger picture, that our lives are meant to evolve and expand, and that this expansion cannot happen if we insist on holding on to everything that was once comfortable or familiar. The experience of freedom that comes from letting go is liberating. There is a lightness, a sense of relief that washes over us when we release the burden of what no longer serves us. This freedom is not just about physical space, but mental and emotional space as well. When we let go of past hurts, regrets, or grudges, we clear our minds and hearts, making room for peace, joy, and new experiences. Carrying the weight of old resentments or unfulfilled expectations is exhausting. It drains our energy and clouds our vision. By letting go of these emotional burdens, we free ourselves to see the world with fresh eyes and to experience life with a renewed sense of wonder and openness. Growth is one of the most fundamental aspects of life. To be alive is to change, to evolve, to learn, and to expand. Holding on to the past, however, limits this natural process. When we cling to outdated identities, relationships that no longer bring us joy, or beliefs that no longer serve us, we hinder our own evolution. We become trapped in a version of ourselves that no longer fits, like wearing clothes that are too small. Letting go is an invitation to step out of this discomfort, to shed the outdated roles and embrace the person we're becoming. It's a way of honoring our journey, acknowledging that we are not meant to remain static, but to grow, transform, and discover new facets of ourselves. Letting go does not mean forgetting or erasing the past. It does not imply that we disregard the lessons, experiences, or relationships that have shaped us. Rather, it's about recognizing that each chapter has its time and place, and that some chapters need to close so that new ones can begin. This understanding allows us to let go with gratitude, to release with a sense of appreciation for what has been, rather than with bitterness or resentment. It's a way of saying thank you for what you have brought to my life, and then moving forward with a heart that is open to new experiences. Sometimes the act of letting go brings an immediate sense of relief, as if a weight has been lifted. Other times it feels painful, leaving us questioning if we made the right choice. But even in those moments of doubt, growth is happening. The discomfort we feel is part of the process of stretching beyond our comfort zone. It's a sign that we are moving forward, that we are breaking free from old patterns and creating space for something new. This is where true transformation begins, not in the comfort of what is known, but in the courageous act of stepping into what is unknown, trusting that this act of letting go will lead to greater freedom and growth. We often fear letting go because we associate it with loss. We fear losing people, memories, or parts of ourselves that have been integral to our identity. However, letting go does not mean losing who we are. It means discovering who we are meant to become. It's a shift in perspective from scarcity to abundance, from fear to trust. When we view letting go as an act of creation rather than loss, we begin to see it as a doorway to new possibilities. We realize that by releasing what no longer serves us, we are actually inviting something more aligned, more fulfilling, and more meaningful into our lives. And letting go also fosters resilience. It teaches us that we are capable of adapting to change, that we have the strength to move forward even when it feels difficult. This resilience becomes a cornerstone of our personal growth, reminding us that we can face challenges, release what no longer aligns with us, and still thrive. Each time we let go, we build a deeper trust in ourselves and in the journey of life. We learn that we are not defined by any single relationship, job, or experience, but by our ability to continuously grow, adapt, and embrace new opportunities. In relationships, letting go is especially transformative. It requires us to be honest with ourselves about the connections that uplift us and those that no longer contribute positively to our lives. While it may feel difficult to let go of relationships that once brought joy, it is an act of self-love to recognize when a relationship has run its course. By releasing relationships that no longer serve us, we create room for connections that are more aligned with our values, aspirations, and goals. These new connections can inspire us, challenge us in meaningful ways, and support us in becoming our best selves. Letting go in this context is not about rejecting others, but about honoring our own journey and making choices that nurture our growth. Letting go of past identities and beliefs is another powerful form of freedom. We often cling to outdated ideas about who we are or what we believe because they provide a sense of security. But as we grow, these old identities can become restrictive, confining us to a narrow definition of ourselves. Letting go of these outdated identities allows us to explore new aspects of ourselves, to redefine what we value, and to expand our understanding of who we can be. This willingness to release old beliefs opens up a world of possibility, allowing us to continuously evolve and become more authentic versions of ourselves. The process of letting go is deeply personal and unique to each individual. What one person finds liberating, another may find challenging. But regardless of the specifics, letting go always brings with it a sense of freedom and growth. It teaches us to trust in the natural flow of life, to believe that we are supported even when we release what feels familiar, and to embrace change as an essential part of our journey. It reminds us that life is not about holding on to every experience, person, or belief, but about curating our lives with intention, choosing only those things that contribute to our well-being, our joy, and our growth. Letting go also has a ripple effect on the way we experience the world. When we release attachments, we become more present. We are no longer fixated on the past or worried about the future. Instead, we are free to fully engage with the present moment, to savor life's experiences, and to approach each day with a sense of openness and curiosity. This presence allows us to see opportunities we might have otherwise missed, to connect with people on a deeper level, and to experience life in a more meaningful way. Letting go, in this sense, is not just an act of release, but an invitation to fully live. In the end, letting go is an act of courage. It requires us to face our fears, to embrace uncertainty, and to trust that there is something greater awaiting us on the other side. It's about stepping out of our comfort zones, recognizing that growth often requires us to release the familiar to make room for the unknown. And while it may feel challenging at times, the freedom and growth that come from letting go are worth every moment of discomfort. Letting go is not just about leaving things behind. It's about moving forward, carrying with us the lessons, the memories, and the gratitude, but leaving behind the attachments that no longer serve us. It is the ultimate expression of trust in life's unfolding journey, a testament to our resilience, and a celebration of the boundless potential that lies within us. Honoring one's journey is an act of self-respect, a powerful acknowledgement of where you have been, where you are now, and the direction you're heading. It means embracing your unique path without apologizing for the twists and turns that brought you here. So often we feel compelled to justify our choices to seek approval from others or to shrink our experiences to make them palatable for those around us. But to honor your journey means to stand firmly in the truth of who you are and to accept every step, every mistake, every triumph as integral parts of your story. This acceptance is a profound gift. You give yourself a way of seeing your life as valuable and meaningful without seeking validation or diminishing your experiences. Guilt can be a powerful force, one that clings to us, shaping our perceptions and our decisions. Many people experience guilt when they veer away from what others expect of them, when they pursue passions that are not widely understood, or when they make decisions that don't fit into conventional molds. Guilt often arises because we feel we must answer to others, that we somehow owe them a version of ourselves that aligns with their expectations or beliefs. But in reality, our journeys are personal and unique, and no one else can truly understand the depths of what we've experienced, the obstacles we've overcome, or the dreams we carry. Honoring your journey without guilt requires a deep level of self-compassion and courage, a willingness to stand by your own choices, even if others don't agree with them. Self-acceptance is the foundation of this process. To honor your journey means to recognize your own worth and to understand that your life is meaningful regardless of whether others validated it. Guilt often arises when we feel that we must answer to others for the way we live our lives. It can be the product of societal norms, family expectations, or cultural beliefs that don't align with our individual values. Many of us grow up with preconceived notions of what success, happiness, or fulfillment should look like. These notions can be deeply ingrained, sometimes without us even realizing it. However, as we grow and start to forge our own paths, we may find that our definitions of success and fulfillment differ from those we were taught. This discrepancy can create an inner conflict, a feeling of guilt for wanting something different from what others expect. But honoring your journey means letting go of this guilt, understanding that your path does not have to look like anyone else's to be meaningful. Your journey is a testament to your resilience and growth. Every step you have taken has brought you closer to understanding yourself and your purpose. Even the moments of failure or doubt are valuable, for they teach you lessons that success alone cannot provide. When you honor your journey, you learn to see these experiences not as mistakes, but as necessary parts of your development. There is a beauty in every struggle, every challenge, and every decision that you've made. Each one has shaped you, molded you, and taught you more about what you are capable of. Honoring your journey is about recognizing this strength within yourself and not feeling guilty for the paths you have chosen, even if they diverge from what others wanted for you. Living without guilt also means setting boundaries. Often people will try to influence our decisions or make us feel responsible for their emotions. They may impose their expectations on us, expecting us to conform to their ideas of what is right or wrong. But honoring your journey means standing firm in your truth and setting boundaries that protect your sense of self. It's about knowing when to say no to others so that you can say yes to yourself. This doesn't mean that you don't care about others' feelings or opinions. It simply means that you prioritize your own growth and well-being. Letting go of guilt requires you to trust that it's okay to put yourself first sometimes, to make choices that honor your needs and desires, even if it means disappointing others. When you honor your journey, you begin to recognize the value of being true to yourself. The opinions of others no longer hold the same weight they once did because you realize that no one else is walking in your shoes. No one else has faced your unique challenges, experienced your unique joys, or navigated your personal obstacles. Only you understand the nuances of your journey, and only you can decide what is right for you. Honoring this truth is an act of courage, a choice to live authentically and unapologetically. It's about acknowledging that your path is valid. Not because it fits into someone else's idea of success, but because it feels true to you. Embracing your journey without guilt also involves letting go of perfectionism. Life is not a straight line, it's a winding road with detours, setbacks, and surprises. There will be times when you falter, when you take a wrong turn, or when you take a wrong turn, or when you make a decision that doesn't work out as planned. But these moments do not define you, they are simply part of the learning process. When you honor your journey, you allow yourself to make mistakes without feeling ashamed or guilty. You understand that growth often comes from the times when things don't go as planned. And you learn to appreciate the wisdom that comes from these experiences. Letting go of guilt means accepting that perfection is not the goal. Growth, authenticity, and self-discovery are. Another key aspect of honoring your journey is gratitude. When you approach life with gratitude, you begin to see each experience, each person, and each challenge as a gift. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack or what went wrong to what you have gained and what you have learned. It allows you to appreciate the richness of your journey. to see the beauty in even the difficult moments. Gratitude helps you to let go of guilt because it reminds you that every experience has value, that every step has contributed to your growth. By cultivating gratitude, you honor your journey as a sacred path, one that has shaped you in ways that are both profound and transformative. When you let go of guilt, you open yourself up to a deeper sense of peace and contentment. You no longer feel the need to explain or justify your choices to others because you understand that your journey is yours alone. This freedom allows you to live more fully in the present, unburdened by the weight of others' expectations. You become more attuned to your own desires, values, and passions, allowing you to make choices that align with your true self. Honoring your journey without guilt is a path to liberation, a way of living that is free from the constraints of societal pressures or self-imposed limitations. Living authentically also empowers others. When you honor your journey, you give others permission to do the same. Your example shows them that it's okay to follow their own paths, to make choices that resonate with their hearts, and to let go of guilt that no longer serves them. In this way, honoring your journey has a ripple effect, inspiring others to embrace their own unique paths. By choosing to live without guilt, you contribute to a culture of authenticity, one in which people are encouraged to be true to themselves rather than conform to external expectations. Ultimately, honoring your journey is an act of self-love. It's about accepting yourself wholly without apology and recognizing that you are enough as you are. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone to earn approval or to seek permission to live the life that feels right for you. You are worthy of respect, love, and compassion simply because you exist. When you honor your journey without guilt, you step into this truth, embracing yourself as someone who is worthy of happiness, peace, and fulfillment. You allow yourself to pursue the life that brings you joy, to follow the dreams that light up your soul, and to live with a sense of purpose that is uniquely yours. Honoring your journey without guilt means choosing to see yourself through the lens of compassion rather than judgment. It means letting go of the need to be perfect and embracing the beauty of your imperfect, ever-evolving self. It's about recognizing that life is a continuous process of growth, that every experience has something to teach you, and that you are exactly where you are meant to be. By honoring your journey, you claim ownership of your life, choosing to live in alignment with your truth rather than the expectations of others. This is a path of empowerment, a journey of self-discovery, and a commitment to living fully, freely, and unapologetically. It's about embracing the freedom to be yourself, to honor your unique path, and to move forward with confidence, knowing that you are enough just as you are. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is one of the most empowering choices you can make in life. The people, ideas, and environments that we surround ourselves with inevitably shape who we are and the direction our lives take. Positive influence is about being in the presence of people, values, and circumstances that encourage growth, inspire confidence, and promote genuine happiness. It's about consciously choosing to align with those who elevate us, encourage us to pursue our dreams, and challenge us to become the best versions of ourselves. When we surround ourselves with positive influences, we are able to harness our full potential, overcome challenges, and cultivate a mindset of resilience, gratitude, and purpose. One of the fundamental reasons why surrounding yourself with positive influences is so crucial lies in the nature of human behavior and psychology. We are social beings, and our brains are wired to learn from and adapt to the people around us. Just as children learn by mimicking their parents and teachers, adults are also influenced, often unconsciously, by those with whom they interact regularly. Our habits, beliefs, and outlook on life are all subtly shaped by the company we keep. If we surround ourselves with people who are motivated, optimistic, and kind-hearted, it becomes much easier for us to adopt these qualities ourselves. In contrast, if we are constantly around negative, critical, or pessimistic people, their outlooks and attitudes can seep into our own perspectives, pulling us down and limiting our potential. Positive influences act as a mirror, reflecting back the best aspects of ourselves and helping us to see our own strengths and capabilities more clearly. When we consciously choose to surround ourselves with people who support us, we create a safe and nurturing environment for personal growth. Positive influences don't necessarily mean people who agree with everything we say or do. On the contrary, true positive influences are often those who hold us accountable, push us out of our comfort zones, and encourage us to strive for greater achievements. These people offer constructive criticism, helping us to recognize areas where we can improve without tearing us down. They believe in our potential and encourage us to aim high, not out of a desire to control or dominate, but out of a genuine interest in seeing us succeed. When we surround ourselves with people who lift us up, we are more likely to feel confident, motivated, and empowered to pursue our goals. Moreover, positive influences don't only come in the form of people. Books, ideas, environments, and even the media we consume can have a significant impact on our mindset and outlook. Reading books that expand our knowledge, challenge our assumptions, or inspire us to think bigger can be incredibly enriching. Similarly, environments that are clean, organized, and filled with things that bring us joy can promote us joy, focus, and well-being. The media we consume also plays a powerful role in shaping our thoughts and emotions. Watching shows, movies, or news that are uplifting and informative can contribute to a positive mindset, while constant exposure to negativity, sensationalism, or superficial content can lead to stress, anxiety, and a distorted view of the world. By curating our surroundings to include positive influences in all areas, we create a holistic environment that supports our well-being and growth. Choosing positive influences also means being mindful of the energy and values we allow into our lives. Positive people are often those who radiate an energy of kindness, humility, and optimism. They focus on solutions rather than problems. And they approach life with a sense of curiosity and gratitude. These are individuals who understand the importance of giving back, who value integrity, and who are committed to their own personal development. When we align ourselves with people who embody these values, we are inspired to adopt them as our own. Their presence reminds us of the importance of kindness, patience, and perseverance, helping us to stay grounded and focused on what truly matters. Positive influences act as a stabilizing force, reminding us of our goals and encouraging us to keep moving forward, even when times are tough. One of the most significant benefits of surrounding yourself with positive influences is the impact it has on your self-esteem and confidence. When we are in the presence of people who genuinely believe in us, it becomes easier for us to believe in ourselves. Positive influences celebrate our successes, however small, and remind us of our strengths during moments of doubt. They see our potential even when we can't, offering words of encouragement and support that uplift and empower us. This kind of validation is especially important in a world that often focuses on flaws, mistakes, and shortcomings. When we surround ourselves with positive influences, we are reminded of our worth and our capabilities, allowing us to cultivate a sense of self-confidence that is grounded in truth and authenticity. Another profound impact of positive influences is on our mental and emotional health. In an era where stress, anxiety, and depression are prevalent, having a support system of positive influences can be a powerful source of comfort and stability. Positive people are often those who practice empathy, active listening, and compassion. They understand that life has its ups and downs, and they are there to offer a helping hand, a listening ear, or a shoulder to lean on when we need it. Surrounding ourselves with people who are emotionally supportive can help us to manage stress, cope with challenges, and feel less isolated. This sense of connection and belonging is essential for mental health, providing a buffer against the pressures and demands of daily life. Positive influences also encourage us to adopt healthier habits and lifestyles. When we are surrounded by people who prioritize their well-being, whether through exercise, healthy eating, mindfulness, or other self-care practices, we are more likely to incorporate these habits into our own lives. Positive influences model healthy behaviors, demonstrating the benefits of living a balanced and intentional life. Their example reminds us of the importance of taking care of our physical, mental, and emotional health, inspiring us to make choices that support our overall well-being. When we surround ourselves with people who value health and wellness, it becomes easier to make positive changes in our own lives, creating a ripple effect that enhances every aspect of our well-being. Furthermore, surrounding ourselves with positive influences fosters a mindset of abundance and possibility. Positive people are often those who view challenges as opportunities, who believe in their own potential, and who approach life with an open heart and mind. They inspire us to dream bigger, to pursue our passions, and to see obstacles as stepping stones rather than barriers. This mindset of abundance is contagious, encouraging us to break free from limiting beliefs and to embrace a life of possibility. Positive influences challenge us to think outside the box, to explore new ideas, and to push beyond our comfort zones. They remind us that we are capable of achieving great things, and they offer the support and encouragement we need to take bold steps toward our dreams. When we surround ourselves with positive influences, we also cultivate a sense of gratitude. Positive people often have a deep appreciation for the simple joys of life. They focus on what they have rather than what they lack, and they approach each day with a sense of gratitude and wonder. Their example reminds us to appreciate the beauty in our own lives, to celebrate our successes, and to be grateful for the people, experiences, and opportunities that enrich our journey. Gratitude is a powerful force that shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance, from comparison to contentment. By surrounding ourselves with positive influences, we learn to cultivate a mindset of gratitude, allowing us to experience greater joy, satisfaction, and peace. Finally, positive influences help us to stay true to ourselves and our values. In a world that is often filled with distractions, temptations, and pressures to conform, having a strong support system of positive influences can keep us grounded and focused on what truly matters. Positive people encourage us to be authentic, to stay true to our beliefs, and to live with integrity. They remind us of our purpose, helping us to navigate life's challenges with clarity and resilience. When we surround ourselves with positive influences, we are better able to stay aligned with our goals, values, and passions, creating a life that is fulfilling and meaningful. In conclusion, surrounding yourself with positive influences is a transformative choice that has far-reaching effects on every aspect of your life. It empowers you to grow, to believe in yourself, and to live with purpose and joy. Positive influences act as a guiding light, illuminating the path to a life of fulfillment, success, and happiness. They remind you of your worth, inspire you to dream bigger, and provide the support you need to overcome challenges and achieve your goals. By consciously choosing to surround yourself with positive influences, you create a foundation of strength, resilience, and possibility, allowing you to live a life that is truly aligned with your highest potential.